Hey, what's up, y'all? It's me again, and this is me on my journey of getting rich. Like a lot of you, I want to be rich. It's not just about the money. It's definitely not about prestige. It's really just about having a certain level of security, freedom, flexibility. Just knowing that if I want to jump up and do something that I can, or if something jumps up and happens to me, that I'm ready to handle it. You know what I mean? Now, there's a major breakthrough that I came to when I spent a few weeks on the D Tech. And I think a lot of it has to do with just being able to think because you're offline and you have a lot less distractions. So, like and subscribe right now and hold on for just 2 seconds because I'm about to tell you how I turned some of these thoughts that I've shared in previous videos in this series into action. All right. Now, previously I had mentioned that, I wanted to do something very simple, a savings plan of just putting like $1 a day, you know. Now, it's kind of funny because I don't live in the United States, so I don't have dollars available. And even just calculating that amount is kind of basically using like small change here. So it didn't jump off right away. It didn't really jump off at all, but I never deserted the intention to do it. I figured out something else though. I wanted to really give my children some incentive to just take ownership and take a sense of responsibility so that they feel that this house and this family and the things that are needed are theirs on an individual level, meaning this is mine to handle, is as much mine as anyone else's. If there's something that needs to be done, it's as much on me to do it as it is on anyone else. And, just to kind of be able to, it's not so much about sharing the work. I'll happily do the work around the house with my wife, but it's about being capable of disciplining yourself to do something on time, to do something well, to get it done regularly, and just to know that others can depend on you just as you would like to feel that you can depend on certain other people. So, putting that all together and trying to connect it to this idea of a savings plan for myself and all the members of my family, I said, you know what? I'm going to pay you for your chores, right? And it's small cash, pocket money, really. But the next step was as soon as they added up how much they had and started looking around at, menus that had gotten dropped off to our house and how much food they could afford to buy, or looking up online, different toys or whatever they wanted. I mean, they weren't online at the time, but they had a list already in all of their minds mentally. I said, nah, I'm not going to let you do that. They weren't even allowed to go to the grocery stores here because it's a lockdown. And they would say, okay, well, could you just buy me this? I'll give you the money. I was like, no, I'm not going to let you spend your money. Oh, well, I have enough. I was like, no, no, I'm never going to let you spend your money. Instead of buying a dollhouse, think about buying a real house. Instead of toys, think about when you might want a car someday. Or if something that you're doing right now, these different arts and crafts that you make, become something that you want to turn into a business, you have a little bit of money to put into that. You know what I'm saying? So I said, save it for something big that's really important to you. And honestly, a couple of my kids were like resisting that notion, like, I have money, I have something that I want to go now. And I was thinking, man, this is so valuable that they're learning this now. They're getting this discipline of not spending. Now, they weren't developing the discipline internally so much as just repeatedly being told, save your money for something big, do something big with your money, wait until you find something important. But now I feel like it's something that they've internalized. So at least they're not saying, let me spend that money, let me spend that money, right? Now, also for me, I'm the kind of person that I want to save money for my children. I want each of them to have their own money saved up from me. So when they reach a certain age or a certain point, it's just there for them to have. So by me paying them for chores that they would do, as long as they did them reasonably well, of course, or just extra stuff that we might ask, something needed to be done, somebody needed some help, whatever it might be. Just the fact that they stepped up and did it, I'll say, okay, here's a little bit of change. Here's a little bit of change, right? Anywhere from 30 cents to a couple of dollars, 250. Between that, that's the way that the currency denominations are divided up here. It's equal to between 30 cents and like $2.50 roughly. So what I would do is just say, okay, here you go, take that, save it, put it away. No, don't play with it. Your money needs to be in your box and it should never come out. Don't keep it around and do something with it, because if it gets lost and somebody sees change laying around and claims it, how will I know that it was supposed to be yours? You know what I mean? Um, so it's really working. They're getting money saved up. We count it sometimes. We're going to start a spreadsheet system so they can actually just not have to count all their money over and over, but just add what they earn to the total. And I feel like we're actually developing this financial literacy and, some even basic accounting skills of literally just kind of counting and adding and stuff like that. So this is something that anyone can easily employ with their family members or even with themselves, if they just want to say, okay, every time I do this, I'm going to drop some money in the jar. It's not so much about the worth of the activity, it's the idea of putting money aside, right? So in my case, my kids are saving their own money on my behalf for themselves. That's the way I set it up. But for anyone who's struggling to find that system where they can just put some small amount of money away consistently to let it grow and let it add up, this is definitely something you can try. I mean, we're not rich yet, but we are getting there. So get there with us. Like, right? Subscribe, share this video. Definitely drop a comment with any suggestions. If you had another idea that worked for you, put that testimonial right there, because I'm sure there's somebody out there, including me, who could benefit from that. That's all for now, y'all. Peace.